Hey y'all, my name's Tammy and I'm with Happy Art Creations. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so glad that you are visiting with me, that we're here today. My whole goal for this video is hopefully that I can spark some joy, spark some happy in your heart. So I'm ready, are you? Let's do it. Hang on just a sec, let me gather all my supplies and I'll be right with you. Okay, all right, I'm back, and this is my 12 by 12 gallery wrapped canvas. It's a nice size. I didn't want to do something too big today. What I'm going to do is a modified Dutch pour. Kanella Ciraco did one where she did a ring one. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, as you can see, this is well used. I'm going to take a ring, but first, before I even get started, I have to prepare. So one of the first things I do is I take just the masking tape right here and I cover the bottom all the way around underneath there just to protect the back of my canvas, okay? That's one of the biggest things you have to do. And even before that, I take my water bottle and just so that I have a good tight canvas, I spray the back and let it dry, and then I put my tape on. Okay, so when it comes to doing a Dutch pour, usually the paint is moved by some form of air. So whatever you use, whether it's a blow dryer or your mouth, sometimes we blow on it, or sometimes they use the airbrush. And today I'm going to use the airbrush. I'm going to attempt it, okay? Because this is one of those things that's not always so easy. And before we even get started, let me show you what paints I'm going to use today. One of my first ones is Amsterdam Greenish-Blue. It's a gorgeous color. Amsterdam has great pigments. They don't sponsor me or anything, but I do. And that is this beautiful color. See it? Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. This here, the next color is going to be turquoise, except I wanted it lighter. So I added white until I got the color. And golden's got beautiful pigments too. You know, you can use any paint that you really like. You can use craft paints. And I did it first, but I found that sometimes the ones that cost just a wee bit more, that the pigments were better and the colors stayed more true. So that's why I choose some of the other colors, but I still use the others sometimes. I surely do. This here, I can't show you what I got right there. It's the color of indigo, kind of like what you find on a blue ink pen. Okay, it's got phthalo blue, it's got some violet purple, it's got some red, it may even have a dash of black. I don't remember if I put the black in it or not, just enough to deepen it a little bit, but that's the color we're going to use also. And my last color, of course, is going to be DecoArt's 24 karat gold. And oh my gosh, the bling that comes with this. I hope that you're going to have these terms that I hope that my gold doesn't sink. That's what I'm hoping, because sometimes it gets lost in these other colors, but I'm hoping not, because it's a little bit heavier. Okay, and that's what's in this bottle right here, and I'm not going to put it in a cup. Okay, one thing about doing a Dutch pour is your consistency needs to be very, very thin. Okay, if it doesn't just that's not even quite right. But if it's not quite right, sometimes they sit. I'm going to take a mixture of a little bit of water. It's 90% water, 10% Floetrol. Floetrol is one of the things, and I want to get it to where it just kind of comes off the stick, which it's still not. It really thickened up. And that's okay. Sometimes with paints that have got a thicker pigment, a heavier pigment, there we go. That's better. That's much better. And it just kind of drops in, okay? Because you want your paint to move fluidly across your canvas. Maybe another drop. This is good that we're doing this, because these are the things that you have to do before you prepare to do your painting. Okay? And that's even better. All right. So I reuse everything. So here we go. Let's check this one out. This one's perfect. And let's check out the indigo. Okay, so these are perfect. Let me check this guy one more time, because man, if it's not, and okay, that's better. All right, so anyhow, so that's what we've got there. We've got all of those, and let's get our paints out of the way and anything that's going to be in the way that might And then the next thing we're going to use, I use Artist Loft Flow Acrylic. It's a white paint that I'm using here. And when you do, you have to flood your canvas or cover your whole canvas with the white. Now your white has to be thinner than the paint that you're putting over. So sometimes it's almost like water. This could even use a little bit thinning down. So I'm going to go ahead and add that little bit of water and Floetrol mix. Thank you, Gina DeLuca, for that recipe there. It's 90% water and 10% Floetrol. Floetrol is just a pouring medium again that we use. You see how fluid that is. And this is what's going to cover your canvas, okay? So I've got that ready. This is what we're going to pour the paints around and line them, and then we're going to take our airbrush and go for that. Let me set these aside. Whoa, almost got those. All right, another tool I have is that I use this, and I'm going to do this if I need to. I'm going to wipe around the sides like that. That's a great one. When I put my white paint on, I'm going to use my handy dandy fondant smoother anyhow, just to get a smooth, and sometimes you can move it around like that and you can get your, I've got it today on a Lazy Susan. So are you ready to go? I am. Let's go. Oh, almost forgot my gloves and my headband. Okay, here we go. I'm ready. Making sure, always making sure. Let's get these on. I even reuse my gloves if it's possible. I always keep a wet rag close by. I have paper towels nearby if I need to. Okay. So here we go. And really, I'm just going to pour it on. These are Flow acrylics. You see that? And yes, I'm going to cover the sides, but right now, look how smooth this is. This just works so beautifully. See, occasionally you'll feel it. It seems like there's a lot, and I'm just going to push it off to the sides a little bit because I am going to cover the sides. Yes, it's messy, and underneath my canvas is a wonderful piece of Christmas wrap. You know, the wrap that you have for years, and it starts getting real fragile and it tears easily. Well, it's perfect for this. So there it is. There's that, and then I'm going to take my hand and go around here and just smooth this out, and I can smooth it out even more if I need to. Okay? You're going to see me doing that, and that's a good thing. Okay. And I do have a wash rag. I'm going to stand up now and do this. So you see that there's little air bubbles, and in doing those air bubbles, I'm going to take this right here. It's just a blowtorch, a little torch that you can use for creme brulee. Well, by golly, this is my spare. This one's wore out. Ah, there we go. Anyhow, you see the bubbles popping? And that's what we want. And there may be more bubbles that pop up, but we're going to get the big ones, and we're going to make sure that all of it. Okay, there we go. I must be out in that other one. So I told you we were going to start our colors, and here we go. I'm hoping I haven't forgotten anything. It just seems like when you're doing this, you do. So here's my ring. Okay. And I want to keep the center white right now. So what we want to do is we usually do dark, light, and dark. But I'm going to start off with the dark. Check, always check. And you can see sometimes our consistency does change. I'm not worried at all about getting paint anywhere on my table. So I'm going to take this and I'm literally just going to ring around like that. Oops. Hopefully that, oh, did I go inside? I did, just a little. Oh well, life goes on. I'm still happy. How about you? All right, then I'm going to go like this. And it seems like a lot of paint. Oh, that was much better. And I always have use. Okay, and here was that. Oh, it's still a little wet. It was still a little bit thick. That one is something else. Okay. So now, here's my last one, and then we're going to add that beautiful gold, okay? I'm not worried about that blue, and I might even add a touch more white, just here and there, like that. Sometimes it's very helpful. And then I'm going to add my beautiful gold. I'm hoping that does not get lost. And I might just swirl it around like that. Okay, hopefully that's not too much. Okay, so you see what we have here? Okay, my next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit of water right here to my white. I added just a little bit. I'm going to stir it up. Okay, oh, I needed to get ready for my air bubbles, and I'm what they call flood around the circle. Okay, like this. Because this is going to help, even with that other, this is going to help the paint move. And I'm going to blow the paint. Get those bubbles that I might have there. Look at those colors together. Are they not gorgeous? Okay. All right, here we go. Let me get, oh, well, of course it would be wrapped up. My good old airbrush. Not super experienced with it, but you know what? I'm going to try. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this off. Again, I'm not going to worry about this thing getting paint on my table. Sometimes people blow it, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do this, and this is what we do. We cover it up. Cover it up gently, because I don't want to go in the middle too much. We'll see if this works out. You see how it's messed up a little bit, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. So, and you come from the side. You want to make sure you don't get too much, and you see, look at that gorgeousness from the side. And it's okay. I like it to go over the, we're just going to move this around. Look at that. These petals are absolutely gorgeous. And we're just going to keep going all the way around like that. And afterwards, even if it's not just exactly the way you want it, you can go back and even blow it with your mouth. But look at the gorgeousness. Now there's quite a bit of paint right there, so I'm going to move some of that, okay? You see that right there? Let me make my bloom just a little bit more. Okay, you see how the inside, it is just absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh. You see the differences when you go with the colors that you've got there? You don't want to overdo it, but sometimes I do. Which I find myself almost getting there, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to take a look at it. It's not quite balanced. I want to bring this one up here, so I turn this back on. I let it blow again before I get it. And I'm just going to bring it up gently to the top. See that? And then you just start using it a little bit like that. Let's see. Okay, the rest if I do, I'm going to manipulate with my mouth, meaning I'm going to blow it. Alright, so here we go. And that's what the hairband is good for. I still get paint on me. I want to bring a little bit in the middle. And try to even out the middle. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? And if I didn't have enough paint on here, I wouldn't be able to do this. Okay. And then sometimes, if it's not quite to where you're liking it, you can take your stick and you can do this. and bring it in. Make it more floral. It's your painting. Do what you want. Who's going to tell you that it's wrong? What makes you happy? Well, I have to say that doing fluid art and sharing it with people makes me happy. So, okay, I don't know about you. That's pretty gorgeous. What do you think? I think it's gorgeous, and we're going to let it dry, and I'll show you the results later. Before we go, I'm going to let you look at the sides. Look at them. Can you see those sides? No, you can't, and I can't pick it up right now, but I will show you later how the paint has flown over. There we go. And then I'm going to take one more torch. Sometimes the torching, when I can get it going, the torching brings up cells, especially in the white and the gold. And you may think this should dry perfectly fine. It may take a couple days, but I don't know about you. But it is gorgeous. See those little cells coming up? Especially right in here is where I want to get. You don't want to over torch. But anyhow, this is it. And I'm going to call that done. Thank you. Oh. Hey, thank you for coming to see me here at Happiartcreations. When this is complete, I'll show you the finish. And anyhow, have a happy day, even in the midst of gloom. Find a spark sometime in your day where you can bring happiness to others, which brings happiness to you. So toodaloo, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for coming.